committee meets today to consider the nominations of Lieutenant General David Hokanson to be Chief of the National Guard Bureau and General Perna to be Chief Operating Officer of the Project Warp Speed. Thank both of you for being here today, particularly under the current circumstances. What we're facing now, we're doing things differently. I know you're down there. I can barely see you. But yeah. Anyway, we enjoy meeting the families and all of that. We're not going to be able to do it the same way. When you do your opening statement, you may want to introduce families that may be looking on, if that sounds all right. You've both been nominated for positions at the forefront of the current challenges, and as we consider your nominations, we will be looking to ensure that you can provide the solutions, expertise, and reassurance needed for these circumstances. General Hokanson, as our nation demands more from our National Guard, your expertise is extensive in the National Guard Bureau, Northcom, and as a state adjutant general will be essential. Across the country, tens of thousands of guardsmen are on the front lines of the coronavirus response. They deserve strong, measured, and mature leadership from their advocate on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. General Perna, we are facing down a virus that has tested our health system, our economy, our military, and every other part of our everyday life. President Trump has taken you and the team and others with an ambitious mission to not only develop a vaccine, but also to manufacture and distribute some 300 million doses by January of 2021. Your extensive expertise in logistics and leading the United States Army Materiel Command will be key to complete this mission. I speak for the committee when I say that we appreciate your willingness to serve and looking forward to serving with you. Now, it's standard for this committee. We have kind of 7 required answers of questions. It's standard for the committee to ask certain questions in order to exercise its legislative and oversight responsibilities. But before I begin, General Perna, I commend the integrity that you've shown in bringing to the committee's attention the fact that while continuing to serve in your current position as Commander, U.S. Army Materiel Command, you have ensured that AMC provided all necessary support to Operation Warp Speed as directed. In addition, you have taken prudent steps to prepare for the new duties and responsibilities that you would assume to be the Chief Operating Officer of Operation Warp Speed. The committee has reviewed the information provided and deems your actions appropriate under these circumstances. So, gentlemen, when I ask these questions, we want an audible yes or no. I guess what it's saying, General Perna, is we appreciate the fact that you've pointed out some of the things you've done, but that would not be a violation of a no answer, okay? Number 1, have you adhered to applicable laws and regulations governing the conflicts of interest?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Will you ensure that your staff complies with deadlines established for requested communications, including questions for the record in hearings?
Yes.
Will you cooperate in providing witnesses and briefers in response to congressional requests?
Yes.
Will those witnesses be protected from reprisal for their testimony or briefings?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you agree, if confirmed, to appear and testify upon request before this committee?
Yes.
And do you agree to provide documents, including copies of electronic forms of communication, in a timely manner when requested by a duly constituted committee, or to consult with the committee regarding the basis for any good faith delay or denial in providing such documents?
Yes.
Yes.
And lastly, have you assumed any duties or undertaken any actions which would appear to presume the outcome of the confirmation process?
No.
No.
Very good. I don't have to tell you, either of you, about the many challenges that face the nation right here and across the world. Every year it seems that this committee has focused on turn to an emerging issue. Last year it was the privatized housing crisis, which we handled in, I thought, really a great way, and people did respond, and to the satisfaction, I believe, of those who had brought the problems to our attention. Throughout it all, we also remained focused on ensuring that DOD has the authorities and resources it needs to implement the National Defense Strategy, the book that we quite often refer to. As senior leaders of the Department of Defense today and in the positions for which you have been nominated, you have and would continue to play key roles, both in winning and the great power competition and in taking care of the people. We're talking about the great power competition, of course, with China and Russia. We look forward to hearing from you in your views. Senator Reed.
Well, thank you very much, Mr.